Hey everybody, it's Bull Boom Bear Bust. It is June 22nd, 2021. What a day, what a day. Huge sell-off in digital assets today. You probably know what I'm talking about. For those of you following me on Twitter, yes, I did accumulate a lot of more digital assets today. Really added to the pile. And if they go down further, I'll continue to buy more. And when they go up, that's when I sell them. But it's been a fun day, let me put it that way. But let's talk about the markets today and what Jerome Powell said. Fed head Jerome Powell was testifying today. I don't think he was really testifying, but they did pretend to ask him some questions, and he pretended to answer the questions by reading pre-written notes there that he was looking down at the entire time. We're going to talk about that. But first, real quick on the markets here, then we're going to jump over to Powell and the crazy insanity that's coming out of his mouth here. First of all, markets in the green today. Not much, but regardless, in the green. Isn't it amazing with all of the debt that's out there, the fact that we continue to kick the can down the road and the eviction moratoriums have to be extended again, and again. About 2 million people still behind on their mortgages, still in forbearance. All of these loan payments that were frozen, even student loans, people are not paying them currently. They're talking about restarting the student loans in October. We'll see how that goes. I don't think that's going to happen. If it does, maybe we'll start seeing some of these 9 million job openings get filled. We'll have to see how that goes, but a lot of people are just sitting this out and not taking the entry level job. But yeah, let's take a look at the markets here. Also, gold and silver, crude oil, $73. Those of you looking for lower gas prices, not a good sign there. Still up over 73. Gold 17.79, silver 25.84. A great time to buy, in my opinion. When digital assets took the big run up here in the past few months, I was selling that and going in and buying more silver. As silver drops or stays where it is, I'm going to continue to accumulate. Link down below, SD Bullion. That's my opinion and the best place to get it. Great prices, fast shipping. Link down below. You may want to hedge yourself against this insanity right now. 10-year bond, 1.472. We're going to continue to see suppressed mortgage rates. I know what you're saying. What's new, JJ? What's new? More of the same, more suppressed rates. And ask yourself, if the economy was so strong and doing so good, if there was this amazing recovery, why can't we just raise interest rates? Let's just raise interest rates so people that want to save money can actually get something for their money. Well, here's the thing. The banks don't need your deposits. That's why they can keep rates low, and they have to keep rates low. Otherwise, this whole Ponzi scheme comes crashing down. But think about if banks actually needed your money in order to loan out money, then they would need to raise interest rates. They would need to entice you and give someone a reason to deposit their money into the bank. Right now, they can loan out money regardless of how much they have in deposits. It's called fractional reserve. It's called fiat money. If you get back to real money, interest rates have to rise drastically because banks then would actually need money in their system or need money in deposits in reserve before they could loan out money, and you would see interest rates rise. Who knows, maybe 15, 20, 25%. Now, when some people hear that, they say, JJ, no, that can never happen. No one can afford a home at a 15% interest rate. Well, no, just the opposite is true. Home prices come crashing down when the lending system gets put back to sound money. So that's why they can't have sound money, right? They have to have banks earning more and more record earnings because their shareholders depend on them, right? All right, most of you know the game. Well, let's take a look at some bank news here and the stress test, which really aren't stress tests. And finally, we're going to talk about what Jerome Powell said. You're not going to believe this. Well, you might believe it. Let's take a look at it. Yahoo Finance, U.S. Fed bank stress test paved the way for stock buyback, dividend bonanza. So according to the fiat funny money printers, the banks are strong. The banks are strong. Even though they don't have the money in reserves that they loan out, they're still strong. Even though they have to have continuous support from the Fed to continue to operate, and reverse repo and regular repo. What's happening now, by the way, with reverse repo, the banks are essentially parking money at the Fed so they can get interest on the funds, and the banks have so much money now, they're basically swimming in fake fiat money. But yeah, so now they're going to be able to continue to buy back more dividends to their shareholders because the stress test says that the banks are strong. What do you think about that? All right, banks that loan out money out of thin air, they're strong banks. Well, think about this. If you and I were allowed to do the same thing, we can loan out money that we actually don't have and then charge people interest on it. If it's a credit card, maybe 18, maybe 20%. When they get late on their payment, we can bump it up to 25%, maybe higher. We can charge late fees, overdraft fees, over the limit fees. If you and I could do that, we would be doing pretty well too. We would probably even pass this stress test that they're talking about, right? All right, now here is the real wacky thing that happened today. And we know the BS detector always goes off when the Fed speaks, Jerome Powell. But today he testified before the subcommittee regarding the Fed's response to the illness, the health crisis that rolled out last year. Now, here's essentially what he said. The Fed will wait for actual inflation before raising interest rates. Let me say that again. The Fed will wait for actual inflation, those are his words, before raising interest rates. So is there no actual inflation right now? The car prices going up, rent's going up, food prices going up, energy, gas going up, home prices going up, everything going up, but yet there's no actual inflation. Right? So here's the thing. The Fed has to say that. They have to say that because if they admit that there's inflation and it's beyond their 2% target, then they have to raise interest rates. They cannot raise interest rates. So they have to come out and just say things like this, that there's no actual inflation. What does that mean? Please tell me down in the comments. What does that mean? No actual inflation. All right, so here's essentially what happened. Jerome Powell, Fed chairman, read some notes, supposedly answering questions that were handed to him or read to him. Now, if these were actual Q&A sessions, if he was actually answering questions, how would he have the answers all on this paper that he basically the whole time looked down and read off of? So that should tell you exactly what's happening right there. These are not Q&A sessions. The answers were pre-written. He's just reading off of a script. Most of you know this, but for those that don't know, this is how you know it's complete and utter nonsense. And I mean, obviously we can see that even without knowing that he reads these answers from a script, especially when he says that there's no actual inflation. And this just it drives me crazy. This is just insane how people still look at these people like these are the experts. No, they're not the experts, but they are the prison guards that hold the key to the prison. They basically have us locked down into their system. And that's why we need to continue to invest in ourselves, continue to ride the bull. And digital assets took a big sell-off again. I talked about it over at Twitter. Huge opportunity in my opinion, just what I'm doing, not giving advice. And when they go up, when they double and triple again like they did here in the past few months earlier this year, then I'll sell some off, go buy more silver, and rinse and repeat, right? You guys know the name of the game. Thanks for being here for this report. Stay well, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Keep stacking. Link down below, SD Bullion. Keep stacking. Ride this bull because you're going to see huge opportunity. And I think in a few months here, we're going to start to see silver really take off. And we're going to continue to talk about it. Keep an eye on it here. Thanks, everybody, for your support. Stay well, everybody. Bye for now.